it's Donna with Resale Tips and Tales, and today I bring you eBay's Fall Seller Update. So, eBay does 2 updates usually every year, one in the spring and one in the fall, and I do like to hop on here when they come out so that we can talk about what is going on, what updates eBay has that the sellers need to be aware of. Now, this one is pretty hefty. I printed it out not knowing how many pages it was going to be, and I probably should not have printed it. I feel like I killed a tree just printing this out. So I'm going to try to do this as quickly as I can, but as thoroughly as I can. But as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave comments below, questions below. We will help each other out. Again, this is all new information to me as well, so I will do my best to find the answers for you. Now, if you are signed up for eBay's emails, you should have received this in your email yesterday on September 9th. But if not, you might find it in your eBay messages, and if not, you might want to look at your notification settings to make sure that you do get these updates when they come out, because it's so important to stay on top of your business and make sure that you understand all of the changes that are going on the different platforms that you're selling. But in case you can't find it or you don't have it yourself, I will leave the link below in the description as always. Also, if you are new to my channel, thank you so much for joining us today. Please make sure that you hit the like button if you like what you see, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see more updates just like this. All right, so I think we should go ahead and dive in. I am going to apologize for the atmosphere. I don't normally film from my car, but things like this, I feel like I need some quiet time, and honestly, this is the only quiet time that I've had today is in my car. So I know that's kind of sad, but I am a working mom that also resells, so I have to kind of take the moments when I have them. So I do apologize for the setting, but hey, it's really good natural lighting, right? All right, so there's 4 main sections to the update this time. Listing and promoting, shipping, fees and financials, and running your business. So we're going to start with listing and promoting. All right, so here's the main topics that they go over in the listing and promoting. There's category changes to help buyers find your items, which eBay's been doing that for quite a while now. They keep trying to tweak things so that buyers can better find your items. And if you've been selling on other platforms, you'll realize that eBay has way more category item specifics and things like that than any of the other selling platforms. So it's a little more complicated if you ask me. However, I do think buyers flock to eBay still, so they still are going to find your items a little bit easier, and eBay's trying to help with that. So new item specific updates and requirements, speaking of that. Seller Hub Performance tab updates. New Terapeak research features in Seller Hub. Automatically set up and send offers to buyers, which I have enjoyed doing that so far. Ad rate update for promoted listing campaign. Promoted listings restrictions for below standard sellers. All right, so that's what we're going to get into here real quick. And I'm just going to summarize the sections. I am not going to read this to you if I don't have to, so please make sure you take the time to go back and read all of the details, especially if there's a section that I'm going to skim over and it applies to you. Maybe it doesn't apply to me as much. Please make sure you take the time to go back and look at that. I'm going to have to turn the air conditioning on because it's super hot. So hopefully it's not too loud. All right. So new category changes to help buyers find your items. So this section here just talks about how eBay is going to automatically change your items category if it's necessary. So they want to make sure it's in the most appropriate category and that things aren't listed in a non-relevant category. So again, so the buyers can find you a little bit easier. So that's what that section's about. New item specific features, tools, and requirements. So they're going to have a new tool that says required soon, so that when you go into your listings to maybe relist them or update them or creating a new listing, you're going to see something that says required soon, which means that you probably should put the information in if you see it. So they're going to give you kind of a time frame sometimes as far as when you need to have those item specifics in there. They also have a section called Item Specific Rankings. So that's kind of interesting. These rankings appear in the listing flow and provide guidance on item specifics your buyers are searching for. So they're trying to give you as many tools as you can so you know which item specifics are very good for your category and for the items that you're listing. Item specifics, download, upload file. So I guess if you want to do them in bulk, you can also do that with your active listings. Edit item specifics in bulk. So besides the file option mentioned above, you can also add item specifics to listings in bulk directly on the Seller Hub active listings page, which is great if you sell everything in the same category, I guess. You know, I'm a used seller, so I do a lot of, used clothing, used shoes, and things like that. So I don't see that that would be useful. But if you do sell like all the same items, one widget in different sizes, that might be very useful to you. Reminders in Seller Hub and My eBay. So they're going to try their hardest, I think, to kind of tell you ahead of time which listings need those recommended and also required item specifics. Quick filter search for required item specifics. So available in the active listings page, filters are going to be available to help you easily find listings that are missing required item specifics. So that's nice. So if you have tons of listings, you don't have to go through each one to try to figure it out. They're going to have a filter option so that you can filter for item specifics required. So then that way you can just quickly, easily, hopefully update things. Optiseller Aspect Finder Plus, free until the end of the year. I haven't used this. If you have, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. You can maybe give us some tips on that. I have not used that. It says you can now use Optiseller Aspect Finder Plus free of charge, courtesy of eBay, to automatically review your listings through at least December 31st, 2020. I think this was part of the spring seller update, if I remember correctly, so they're continuing that until the end of the year. The review will automatically identify missing, required soon, and recommended item specifics. So it's just another tool that you can utilize. A reminder about item specific requirements. So it says, recently we announced that we will require you to complete certain item specifics in the below categories starting on September 9th, 2020. So yesterday. After that date, you will not be able to publish new, relisted, or revised listings in the below categories without required item specifics. Business and industry, electronics, home and garden, sporting goods, and watches. They talk a lot about watches in this update. So if you're a watch seller, this is the update for you. Not for me. I don't sell watches. I think I've sold maybe 5 total my whole career. And none of them are high dollar. There's new item specifics as well that are going to say required soon, starting in October 2020, in those same categories, along with clothing, shoes, accessories. So that's important. Health and beauty, music, instruments. So be sure to be on the lookout. Make sure all your listings are up to date. You know, you always want to touch them once in a while. I try to touch mine every month, but sometimes that's just difficult to do. But right now it's very important, especially when they do these item specific updates. All right, Seller Hub Performance tab updates to help you optimize your eBay business. To help you optimize your business on eBay, we're providing you with more ways to access and analyze your listing and sales data in Seller Hub. The following new features and reports are now available in the Seller Hub Performance tab. I will give it to eBay. They do try really hard to help their sellers optimize their listing. I mean, it only helps them, obviously, if your item sells. They want your item to sell, but they do give you a lot of tools to try to break down the data. So if you have a lot of listings, this is really great. So you can download your sales and eBay fees data with a new listing sales report. Generate sales report based on predefined time frames such as today, this month, last quarter, etc., etc. Break down your sales by item price and shipping costs. Filter your sales chart in order to view sales with or without shipping costs, which I think is really cool. You can analyze whether your items are selling because you have free shipping or whether it even matters for your business. If you use promoted listings, you can check the percentage of sales coming from your campaigns, which again, is it useful for your business or not? And everybody's businesses are going to vary on whether it's useful or not. So that way you can kind of analyze that if you want to. New Terapeak research features in Seller Hub. Since the spring update, we've introduced new Terapeak features including active listing search, item specifics in search results, thumbnail view of items, and multi-user account access. Through October 2020, we're introducing new Terapeak insights in the listing flows. I'm guilty. I've never used the Terapeak either. I'm still old school. I use a lot of the completed listings. I kind of do my own research. But I think I might check this out, especially if there's an item that I'm not used to selling, something a little more rare or a new brand or something like that, and you want to kind of see what the comparatives are. I think it's a really great tool. It actually shows you an example here. You type in the item that you're looking for. I think they use a Lego set as an example. And then it gives you all the different listings that are similar to it, the price range of what things are selling. So like here it says like the average sold price range, the average shipping cost, which ones do, it says 50% off or free shipping, total sold, total sellers. So I do think it has a lot of great data. So you don't want to get consumed with data, but if you do have some items I think that you're just not familiar with, this would be a great tool. Or if you're a brand new seller, that would be a great tool. All right. This one's interesting. Automatically set up and send offers to buyers. So I love this feature on Poshmark. eBay finally incorporated it, I think this year, and I've been using it a lot, and I do get a lot of sales from it. eBay will alert you if you can send an offer basically to new likers, and a lot of times they do accept that. They're, people are bargain hunters, and they go on these used sites for that, I think. So if you can't offer that, then how good is it, right? So it says that later this month, you'll be able to send more offers to buyers who have shown interest in your items and close more sales with our new offers to buyer automation feature. So it sounds like possibly you'll be able to toggle on their automated offers. So you won't have to manually go in there, which will also save you some time. So maybe it will say, you know, once you have a liker, you're willing to offer such and such a price on that item, is what I'm kind of imagining. So I don't know, we'll have to play around with that. More update on that later after I play around with it. Okay, then it goes into promoted listings campaign enhancements. It says new suggested ad rates when you create your promoted listings campaign. I have noticed recently that when you create a new listing on the eBay app, it finally gives you the option to do the promotion right there. So you don't have to go back in or wait for it to be listed for a while, because to me that was just time consuming. Instead, you can do it right there when you're building the listing, and you can decide if you want to do a promotion campaign on it. So I think that was a great improvement as well. Because you don't want to waste your money either. You're already paying fees. So if you're going to do a promotion, you want to make sure that you're getting the most for your money. Enhancements on how to manage your promoted listings campaign. So they're going to give you item recommendations, simplified ad rate strategy selections, new promoted listings dashboard, which I think is great, because right now you have promoted listings and you really don't know what they're on and how do you tweak them. New promoted listings improvements. So overall metrics, visualize your data, and control your campaigns. So I think that's definitely something that I'll be looking more into. I do like this part. New promoted listing restrictions for below standard sellers. So they're going to start restricting those that are below standard from utilizing the promoted listings, which makes complete sense. Why would they reward somebody that isn't a great seller or is below standards at the moment and allow them to promote their items? They want the best buying experience for those buyers out there. So what it's saying is that only those that are above standard or top rated sellers will be able to utilize the promoted listings. And if you are below standard right now and you're working towards that, that's great. And they're going to contact you so that you know when your promoted listings are going to end and when you'll be available to start them up again. So I think that's actually a really good thing for the really good sellers. Affected sellers will receive notification and guidance to restore access, so how you can get there. How to determine if you're impacted by the new promoted listings restrictions will also notify you. So all good things. Sorry, I hope I'm not rambling, but go ahead and take a break real quick. Stretch. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so let's talk about shipping. All right, so a couple of updates here. eBay is going to offer lower UPS rates. So prior, you could use eBay labels with the United States Postal Service as well as FedEx. Well, now you'll be able to use UPS. Yay! I'm actually really excited about this because I've heard that UPS does offer better rates for heavier items. So once in a while I do have heavier items, but I don't want to go through the inconvenience of buying my label somewhere else. I always use the eBay label. So now you will be able to use UPS. So let's see here. It says later this month, so in September, UPS shipping will be shipping option on eBay labels. We are starting to provide some sellers with access to UPS shipping on eBay labels now. So I don't know. I haven't even looked. And we'll make UPS shipping available to all sellers by late September. When you go to my eBay, you'll be able to print UPS label on ebay.com the same way you print your USPS or your FedEx labels. Tracking will automatically upload, which is also awesome. And you'll be invoiced via your eBay monthly invoice. So that's important, because that's a little bit different. With the other labels, it basically, they pay for it right away. But this is actually going to be on your monthly invoice. I don't know why, but that's the difference. UPS rates through eBay labels offer competitive pricing options, and you can help you save on UPS shipping costs. Yay, good job eBay on that. There's also a section here on eBay money back guarantee threshold for signature confirmations. They're going to require signature confirmations for order totals over $750. I don't really sell that high, but if you do, you want to make sure that you factor those costs into your cost of shipping, because now it's going to be required for any item you sell over $750. All right, so that's it on shipping. That's enough, right? All right, fees and financials. Let's see what they have to say. So they're expanding managed payments to more sellers, which we knew that was happening. So I just switched over to managed payments in July. If you have not seen that video, I will link it up above here somewhere. It's kind of just a 101, like what I have learned so far about managed payment and what you might need to know just to get started with managed payments. And so this update goes through all of that again. So if you still haven't switched, this gives you another kind of 101 in paper if you want to read it. If not, you can check out my video. But by the end of the year, they're saying that every seller will be on managed payments. So it's just inevitable. It's going to happen. You might as well educate yourself. All right, final value fee savings on sales in the watches category. So that's what I was talking about, the watches, kind of sneak back in. More monthly zero insertion fee listings for most sellers. So that's great. All right, so they have, again, a whole section on managed payments, which I'm not going to go through because there's nothing new. But if you haven't been on it yet, you can go through this real quick. Auto accept and auto refunds. So beginning September 14th, 2020, eBay will automate the returns and refund processes for active managed payment sellers to align the seller experience across the eBay platform. So automation of returns and refunds saves sellers time, which it does, and enables them to process returns faster. So in a nutshell, this is what they're doing. In most cases, we will automatically accept return requests and provide a return shipping label to a buyer wishing to return an item if an eBay label is available. So they're going to automatically, so if your buyer decides, hey, I want to return this, you accept returns, eBay is just going to automatically let them return it, and they're going to give them the label. Once it's received back by the seller, you're going to have 2 business days to review that item and issue the refund. So it's very important that you utilize that time, because after the 2 business days, eBay is going to step in and automatically refund the buyer. So this gives you 2 days to decide whether or not they've returned it to you in the condition that you send it to them. Did they use it? Is it broken? Etc., etc. So make sure you open those packages when they get returned to you. Otherwise, there's no return after 2 business days. So make sure that you do that. All right. Also, it says returns will be automatically accepted for all returns with the exception of remorse returns outside the seller's specific return window. So make sure that you go in and update your return policies. Return reasons: arrived damaged or missing parts or pieces. For these returns reasons, sellers will have the opportunity to review and approve the return, enable them to handle the issue directly with the buyer. So that's great, because a lot of times if things are broken, if you send it through priority, you can open an insurance claim. So eBay's going to let you handle that yourself. Sorry, I'm losing my sunlight here, so I'm sorry if I'm talking fast. All right, for all other return reasons, a new auto accept and auto refund process is as follows. So the buyer requests a return. When the eBay label is available, eBay issues the return label to the buyer. They ship it back to the seller. The seller has 2 days to inspect the item and issue the refund. eBay's going to basically track the delivery time. If they're notified that it's delivered, they'll count the 2 days. If the seller has not issued the refund, eBay will after 2 days. It says that top-rated sellers and sellers who offer free returns can now offer partial returns or refunds up to 50% if the item is returned in a condition different than when you shipped it. Sellers can continue to control the efficiency of the returns process by creating rules in the return preferences to automatically approve returns or send immediate refunds without requiring the buyer to send the item back. So I don't do that. I like the buyers to send the item back. Very few times. If it's a very cheap item and I don't want to pay the shipping back, I may just go ahead and issue the refund, but it's pretty rare that I do that. Also, if you have used the PayPal working capital, eBay has now offered a new powered by Lending Point seller capital option, because that was a big thing with people that switched to managed payment, is how can I use my PayPal working capital, which you really couldn't because it was based on your sales coming through PayPal. So now eBay has created their own, so they give you a little bit of blip on that. Okay, so the whole next 3 pages is all about watch sales, and they're reducing the final value fees. I'm not going to go through all this, but if you're a huge watch seller, make sure you check this out, because I did not realize that there was that many sales in watches that they needed 3 pages. Watches. It made me laugh when I was looking at this. We're increasing monthly 0 insertion fee listings for most sellers. Free listing promotions that announced in spring 2020 were enthusiastically received by eBay sellers, well, of course, and provide for the powerful and effective selling tool in the challenging COVID-19 environment. To help you keep the positive momentum going, we're increasing the number of monthly 0 insertion fees listed to provide to most eBay sellers. So I think that's great. The number of monthly 0 insertion fee listings you receive is determined by your eBay store subscription level. If you have been invited to sign up for managed payment, you'll receive additional monthly 0 listings. So I think that's awesome. Most selling platforms now are free to list, so eBay hasn't really caught on to that yet, but I think they're kind of leaning that way. So we'll see how that feature, because then you have to weigh the difference between your store costs and whether it's worth it anymore. But all right, last section. Hopefully I still get some sunlight here to finish this up. Running your business. So what you need to know: use our time away tool. So this is cool. When you're away, new multi-user account access requirement, updates to how we display email addresses, and new protections when you sell luxury watches. This watch thing just makes me laugh. All right, hide or keep your listings visible to sellers when you're away. New time away tool. So this is replacing your vacation mode. Plus, It's available to all sellers. It used to be just for sellers that had store subscriptions, but now it's for any seller, any level. You can use this time away tool, and basically you can either hide your listings from the search results until you're ready to list again, or you can keep the listings visible for buyers to buy, but then you put a time frame. So eBay will automatically update the estimated delivery time. So you don't have to go in and extend your handling time or your delivery time or any of that kind of stuff, because now eBay will do it for you, and they'll give the buyers a reasonable expectation of when they'll receive the item based on the dates that you put in. So I think that's awesome that they've expanded it to all sellers, because if you're a casual seller, it would really stink to have to go through and manually, inactivate all of your listings. So now you'll be able to just kind of turn them off and then turn them back on when you get back. So that's really cool. Talks about the new multi-user account access, two-factor authentication requirement, which a lot of places are going to anyway. So if you use multi-user accounts, you may want to check that out. And then we're updating how we display email addresses. So they're basically going to be masking the email addresses from your buyers. So they don't want people to be spamming the buyers. So they're going to be using like an alias email address. So if you need to contact them, you can. But you always want to use the eBay messaging system. You never want to email your buyers. You want to make sure it's all on the eBay messaging system, because that way eBay can track it. If your buyer gets out of control or they say things they're not supposed to, you have it documented in the eBay system. But now they're going to mask those email addresses anyway, so it's just another protection for you, even as a buyer and a seller. And then the last thing I said was the new authenticity guarantee protects you when you sell high value watches. So I'm wondering if eBay is going to be getting more into this. A lot of selling platforms are kind of getting a lot of flack for fakes on a lot of things. So a lot of them are offering this new authenticity guarantee. So eBay is starting with watches that are valued more than $2,000. So I have a prediction that I'm sure they're going to lean into other things like purses and other high value items, but they're starting with watches. So that's what I got for you guys. Sorry I said that so fast, but I was losing my sunlight. So please, please, please make sure you leave some comments, questions. What do you guys think? How do you think this is going to affect you guys? Make sure you go back and read over it yourself, because you want to make sure you educate yourself. Also, make sure you like the video before you leave, and also make sure you do what? Subscribe, and make sure you click that bell so that you can see the next ones when they come out. All right, guys, until next time, happy selling.